When you think of NHL goal scorers, most people's minds go straight to Alex Ovechkin, a man who is now 70 goals behind Wayne Gretzky for breaking the all-time goal-scoring record, a feat that nobody ever thought could be touched. But what if I were to tell you that there is legitimate proof that Auston Matthews is on track to becoming the greatest goal scorer in NHL history, the next player to score at a goal per game pace since Brett Hull in 1991. The Maple Leafs team pack has just hit the stores, limited to only 20 total packs for sale, or you're chasing an Auston Matthews young guns. Check it out down below. Back in 2022, Chris Kreider would break out with a 52-goal season, where he would outscore Ovechkin's 50-goal campaign. But here's the thing, yes, a goal is a goal. 50 goals is 50 goals no matter how you put it. But how these two players scored their 50 goals couldn't be any different. On this graphic, we have the heat map for all of Chris Kreider's goals. The deeper the red, the more goals Chris Kreider would score from that zone. And as we can see, Kreider is an elite net front presence due to the ability to finish pucks in close, hell, on many plays, specifically on the power play. We will see the Rangers set up entire plays to get Kreider in position for a deflection goal. On this play, Adam Fox would make a beautiful backhand pass to Panarin. Panarin with his head up would notice that the defenseman would leave Kreider in front of the net all alone, where Panarin loads up, but at no point is he shooting for a goal. No, he's shooting for a deflection.
Tip scores!
What a play.
Kreider!
A play by Artemi Panarin.
As Kreider combines hockey IQ, strength to gain positioning, and puck skills to score his goals. Now, let's compare Kreider's heat map with Alex Ovechkin, which I'm gonna guess everybody knows which part will be dark red, and yep. As we can see, even though they both put up 50 goals, the way they scored those goals was night and day, as Ovechkin is the definition of an outside scorer. For someone like Ovechkin, maybe Patrick Laine, these types of players score their goals from a mix of power, but more importantly, pinpoint accuracy. I mean, come on. High left circle has been Ovechkin's office since he joined the league back in 2005. Yet, even though the opposition knows this, they've spent hundreds of hours studying this fact. They can't stop him because of his accuracy, combined with smart puck movement, which enables openings for OV. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Sidney Crosby. Because if I were to ask you where Crosby scores his goals, where would you say? Unless you're a Pens fan, I can bet that many people don't know where specifically. And that's because Crosby is a fascinating example of a player with generational hockey IQ combined with generational puck skills, as Crosby scores his goals from surveying the defense, where he finds openings around the net, and he constantly scores on rebounds in quick hands. Now combine this with the fact that his nickname is Quadzilla. I mean, look at this. Are you kidding me? All this equals an around the net elite net front presence.
He flipped it up to himself and then into the back of the net!
This right here is a classic Crosby goal. As he makes a slot pass to Gensel, the puck takes a bounce, he sneaks behind the Habs defender, chips the puck in the air to himself, where he bats in this unbelievable goal. Which is why it is no surprise that Crosby's goal-scoring heat map looks something like this.
Lucic fends off Bozak, outlet pass to McDavid, speeding in, here is Connor McDavid, upstairs, he scores!
This next type of player, we have off the rush in close scores. And Connor McDavid is of course the prime example. McDavid and the term speed are synonymous. You like that term? Synonymous. But so is McDavid in puck control. McDavid isn't only the fastest skater in hockey history, but his ability to maintain near perfect control of the puck is what separates him from other great skaters, as his speed catches defenders off guard. But keep in mind, we are talking about NHL defenders, the best players in the world who are equipped to shut down fast players. But his speed combined with puck control is what makes him uncontainable.
That's what they wanted. Rangers having trouble changing here. McDavid, beautiful move,
On this goal, we see his ability to stop and start, where he proceeds to stick handle his way through 4 defenders, where he finishes on a soft backhand.
Trying to walk into the corner, but he's turned it over, and back the other way comes McDavid. McDavid comes in, scores!
On this next goal, McDavid goes end to end and somehow outspeeds both Calgary defenders who have the gap advantage. Now, his speed is one thing, but the ability to get to the net and have the brain capacity to then process how to score a goal is what makes McDavid truly special. But here's the thing, if we take a look at Kreider's, Crosby's, and McDavid's goal scoring heat map, from face value, it looks like they all score their goals in similar ways. However, as we've gone over, they are three entirely different types of goal scorers, with the common denominator being that they all specialize in close quarter scoring. Okay, so at this point we've gone over three types of close quarter scorers, and a long distance power shooter in Alex Ovechkin. So now, let's get on to Auston Matthews, and how this man may be on pace to being the greatest goal scorer in NHL history. To kick off the 23-24 NHL season, we would see Auston Matthews tie Ovechkin's NHL record for scoring back-to-back hat-tricks to kick off a season in Game 1 versus the Habs. The Leafs were on a power play late into the second. Nylander and Tavares would begin cycling the puck on the left side. And I want you to pay attention to Montreal's positioning. At this point, Matheson and Suzuki are cheating to Matthews in an attempt to take away his passing lanes. This right here is the gravity of Auston Matthews. The Habs, knowing that he's on the ice, causes opposing teams to set up systems where they are cheating towards Matthews without him even touching the puck. Thus, Mitch Marner begins to cut to the middle of the ice in an attempt to force Savard to cheat towards him. And at this point, Tavares would be left wide open in front of the net, which then forces Matheson to go to Tavares. But this entire time, it was a set play, as Tavares was never going to make a shot attempt. Him having the puck would force Matheson to cover him. He then makes a beautiful tip pass to Matthews, who is now wide open. And boom, first goal of the season. And late into the third, down 2 goals, we would see another example of the new NHL meta. As Matthews would accept a pass in the corner, he would notice some space and rip in a goal with pinpoint precision. Even just 5-10 years ago, we would have never have seen this play. But with how skilled players are today, if they notice open space, they will take the shot. Like seriously, pay attention to these shots this season, as it is getting absurd how many shot attempts we see just like this. And on the hat-trick goal to tie up the game, we would see Matthews flex his goal-scoring poise, as Nylander would feed him the puck, and most players at this point would shoot the puck. If there's a good chance it does go in. But for Matthews, he would notice that Jake Allen was sprawling. He would take his time, tuck in a higher percentage shot. Therefore, in all 3 goals, we would get a taste to why Auston Matthews is a generational goal scorer. On the first goal, it was about positioning. The second goal was about pinpoint accuracy. And the third goal was about poise. And in Game 2, my God, Auston Matthews would do it again.
Get a day off for the team, so here's a goal for Auston Matthews. A couple 6-on-5, and he scores! Another getting it back to Matthews. Bertuzzi, Matthews scores! It's back-to-back hat-tricks!
And here's Auston Matthews' heat map compared to Alex Ovechkin. And this right here is what makes Auston Matthews so special, as not only is Auston Matthews an elite close quarter scorer, not only can Auston Matthews post a 5-on-5 or on the power play, where he can rip in one-timers or load up a nice wrister. No, Auston Matthews, like McDavid, is also an elite off-the-rush scorer. But unlike McDavid, who typically drives to the puck and utilizes his quick hands, Auston Matthews is the champion of the new generation pull-back wrister, which allows him to change his shot angle on a dime, which then leads to holes opening up, where he has now scored countless goals in this fashion. Because keep in mind, even though it may not seem like it with the rising goal-scoring average, but NHL goalies have never been better. Therefore, whether it's deflections, power, or changing the angle, these types of X factors in a goal scorer have never been more important. Now, consider this. The year Auston Matthews would score 60 goals in 73 games not only meant he was on pace for 67 goals, which would have broke the modern day NHL record, surpassing Alex Ovechkin's 65-goal campaign back in 2008. But the NHL in 21-22 would see the lowest power plays per game on average in NHL history, as that season we would see an average of 2.89 power play opportunities per game. When Alex Ovechkin came into the league back in 2006, there was over double the power play opportunities, sitting at 5.85. When Ovechkin scored 65, there was an average of 4.28 opportunities per game, which to be honest confused me. I would have thought that the past couple seasons has seen higher than average power play time, but no, proof is in the pudding. Now, consider this. As we know, for a long time, the NHL has been hyper-focusing on skill to market the league for future growth. Trevor Zegras was the NHL 23 cover art for what? Skill. Now, I'm not saying focusing on skill and scoring is a bad thing, as the things players are doing on a night-to-night basis should have a spotlight, but it does shed light and helps me theorize on the way the league will be operated heading into the future. Because this past season, you would see an average power play percentage of 21.21%. This number, a number that hasn't been touched since the 80s. And this season, we have already seen a 15% increase in penalties called during the game, which makes sense. Safety has been at the forefront of the league, so I expect the number of power play opportunities to increase this year throughout the next several seasons. And when you consider that Toronto has taken leaps and bounds on improving their power play, this only bodes well for Auston Matthews' goal scoring potential. So, to summarize, Auston Matthews has one of the most impressive goal-scoring toolboxes in NHL history. The man can score from anywhere in any way. He was on pace for setting the modern-day goal-scoring record back in 2022. Power play opportunities are going to become more plentiful. He's currently sitting at over a goal per game as I make this video, on top of the fact that he plays with a top 5, arguably top 3 playmaker in Mitch Marner. Will Auston Matthews go down as the greatest goal scorer of all time? Does he actually have 82 goal upside? And if not, who does? The highly requested Maple Leafs team pack, as well as Maple Leafs collector's box, have just hit the stores as of today. The team pack is limited to 20 total packs, and I'm only going to make 4 of the collector's boxes. In every pack, you are guaranteed some amazing Leafs cards, or you have great odds of getting an Auston Matthews Young Guns. Check it out down below while supplies last, and as always, thanks for watching.